I'm Carrie Peters, a recognized thought leader in the Microsoft Dynamics community and a Microsoft MVP for business applications. Welcome to the Get Your New View podcast. Keep listening to learn how we work with frustrated business, central, and NAV users who struggle to use their systems and find the answers that they need. We teach them to truly understand how the system can support their business processes to make immediate and lasting improvements. As a result, they get more done in less time, make better business decisions, and even love their system. In this next season of the Get Your New View podcast, I'd like you to meet Kim Congleton. Kim and I are the co-owners of New View Strategies, and this season, we'll be talking with you all about change management and cheese. Hey everybody, it's Carrie and Kim. We're back talking about cheese and change management. Our question for you in this episode is, prepackaged change does not work. Is it cheese? It's a weird title, but we're talking about, is it real, right? If prepackaged change is happening, is that really a real thing? The thing that we talked about to illustrate this point for you today are companies that maybe have gone through an upgrade or have put some improvements in place that really come out of the box, and they haven't examined how it might be an opportunity for change. So Kim, what have you thought of as far as a company that you've worked with where they had an upgrade that happened, and while the out of the box changes came through by definition, they really didn't take an opportunity for change? And what did that look like?
I think where I've seen this the most is when you have a company, we'll use the lemonade company, that maybe is a couple versions behind. So they'd put off upgrading or re-implementation for years and years. And maybe they're on version 2, and maybe the current version is let's say 8. So, in order to go to 2 to 8, there's a lot of changes that happened in between 2 and 8. And I think when you just kind of say, oh, no, I'm just going to upgrade. I don't have time to look at it. I don't have time to kind of say what should go or what should stay. Just upgrade it and get it done, and then we can move forward. But I think where this comes into play, especially, is that the lemonade company that I was working with, they had a lot of customs and a lot of custom solutions that came into play over the years. And it maybe was because the technology didn't exist in version 2. Mm-hmm. So there was a lot of this stuff that came out in the newer versions, and I'm like, oh man, it'd be great if we could have that. So then they do some version of that. And then, it just pretty much got to the point where, they had probably 40% of their system that was actually customized. Mm-hmm. And if you actually sat down and took a look at it and said, okay, the 40% you customized, the difference in technology from 8 to 2, there was a lot of stuff that they could have gone back to base. And I think they really missed out on an opportunity to really see, one, could I change my processes and maybe use more stuff out of the box? And 2, did I build something that now just comes out of the box? Mm-hmm. And so then actually helping to prepare them for future upgrades by having less customization. And I think that's where I've seen it a lot, is when it's that big gap. Not so much when you're closer, but when it's that huge gap. I don't know. What about you?
Gosh, it's funny when you start thinking about this. This is actually really complex. And I think that a lot of our businesses think about it as a simple thing. It's just an upgrade. Yeah. We're going to get the latest updates and we're going to move to the next version. And think about the other things that we should be considering. Training is one, right? If there's some new features that are coming through and we want to take advantage of them, we may need to train our team in what to do with that. Along with that is probably going to come some process change, right? If we have something new coming where there needs to be some training, we're going to have to incorporate that with the processes that we're using to understand exactly how that's going to fit. But the other thing that this really makes me think about is all of the other new technologies that come along with that software. If we think about the rise of the Power Apps suite, with all the things that we could do with Power Automate and Power BI and all of those other things that can now connect very easily and very simply to the existing business software that we have, those opportunities get missed if we don't get a chance to study what's coming with that upgrade. So I know I tell people all the time, I'm like, gosh, just spend some time to read the release notes. It's a super nerdy recommendation, and it's not that interesting for other people who aren't you and I.
Yeah, exactly.
Reading the release notes and really digging into what's coming with that is an incredibly important thing. If you're somebody who's in charge of change management and IT systems and financial systems and that kind of stuff, I always view that really as a responsibility. When I was corporate controller, because my background is finance, I always used to do that kind of thing because I wanted to make sure that I could recognize the opportunities for improvement when they came up. And if I didn't understand what was coming with that upgrade, I didn't have the chance to advocate for my department to say, hey, there's this new thing coming in that we really need. So being aware and keeping yourself current with that kind of thing is a big part. But then figuring out how that's going to come together with process and training and how that all gets incorporated into the things that your company are doing, it's really a big deal.
Yeah, and I think we do talk a lot about re-examining things, so always questioning. And you bring up a good point, like if you don't ever do that, if you don't ever take the time to do that, then you never know what you're actually missing. I mean, in our business, we look at things quarterly and yearly, so if you're not ever doing that and just accepting that prepackaged kind of change, I think you really miss out on a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, again, this is one of those things where if you're not taking a chance, you're not getting the benefit. So here's our assignment for you for this episode. Think about the opportunities that you have coming up. With those opportunities, what's prepackaged? What's getting past you that maybe you haven't had a chance to examine for change? And what is it that you can do to examine those to find opportunities that are buried in that prepackaged thing so you can advocate for your company for different things that you can improve? All right, Kim and I have a very special cheese for you this time. This is prepackaged spray cheese. I told Kim when we put this on the list, I wasn't entirely sure about whether I'd even had this before. So what do you have there, Kim?
Well, I'm kind of jealous because I want your brand because that's the brand I grew up on. The grocery store I go to, this is their generic brand. But my brother and I used to eat this on chicken and biscuit crackers when we were like kids.
What a great combination. I know I had the option to buy a smoked cheese and bacon easy cheese. But I'm just going to go with the regular old stuff here. All right, there's my cheese creation. Kim and I are going to go eat some cheese. When we come back, we're going to talk about why are there 5 different cheeses on my plate, the different types of people and how they react with change management. We'll see you back in a bit. I'm Carrie Peters. Thank you for tuning in to the Get Your New View podcast. For more episodes like this on YouTube, click the subscribe button and ring the bell to ensure that you get notified whenever new content comes out. If you're listening to the audio podcast, please share an honest review on Apple Podcasts. If you are ready to rethink today for tomorrow, look for the link below and contact us to speak with our expert team. You won't find the level of no-nonsense real-world experience we offer anywhere else, and we're here to put that experience to work for you. Do you think you could use more features of your software if you just knew how? Are you frustrated with inefficiency that never seems to get better? Did your team ever really get good training to understand how to use your business software? Do you suspect there just has to be a better way and you don't know what it is? We believe every company can benefit from increased efficiency and higher utilization of their software, and that it's possible to have fun while learning exactly how to do that. The experts at NewView Strategies work with frustrated Business Central and NAV users who struggle to use their system and find the answers they need. We teach them to truly understand how the system can support their business processes to make immediate and lasting improvements. As a result, they get more done in less time, make better business decisions, and even love their system. Please contact us at getyournewview.com to get started.